Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I just decided I wanted to do anything abstract with watercolor among other things. And then I found this stamp that I actually haven't used from a stamp set that is holding up my filming yardsticks. And I thought that was pretty. So I started with stamping the butterfly in the bottom left corner, but I had only pre-wet kind of like the top right triangle quadrant. And then I was working with adding some paints I already had on my palette from a previous painting that I was working on. And so I'm just kind of working that in. Here I was wiping off the ink on the washi tape. I just use whatever washi to stick down my watercolors that I don't tend to use a lot. This is Easter, and I don't even think I made Easter cards last year, so I just decided to stick it down with that. Washi tape works really well for me for holding in the paint, so you get that clear line when you peel it off. And I didn't, I think for some reason the ink might have gotten a little bit through on the part of the butterfly that stamped onto the washi tape. When I peel it up, there's like a couple black dots. I'm not sure how they got there. I'm using a mix of supplies. I have some watercolor pencils. I have a bunch of brushes from this set of brushes that I got from Michael's that I'm just kind of playing with. And the fan brush was not in that set. That was an individual brush, but I wanted to play with that because I hadn't used it yet. I'm going to look into learning more how to use it. Just for the record, I don't consider anything I'm doing here good. I'm just playing around, and I love adding and playing with different mediums. So not just watercolor. I've got watercolor crayons, pencils, and I'm just kind of messing around. I also have metallic watercolors. I use some gouache. I have white gouache, and then I've got some metallic gouache from a couple sets I bought recently. And also some solid colors like purple and green. And I'm also playing with like a palette knife that came in the brush set as well. I also realized that the Tombow markers are water soluble as well. So you can also use a wet paintbrush with those to kind of dilute that color out. And I also have a white gel pen. I didn't bring the black micron pens into it. I could have worked on the butterfly and maybe made that a little bit darker because it didn't stamp too black. But I didn't want to layer up that ink too much, and I ended up covering some of it in metallic, as you see here. And this is just truly abstract, and I dry kind of through the process. If it's a little too wet, then some of the things I want to apply aren't going to lay down very well. And so I'll dry here and there in between. The upper left kind of becomes a little rainbow up there. And I really just like adding the metallic watercolors that I have. I have a favorite gold, which is what I'm using here. My favorite there's like a silverish color and then a bunch of golds. But one of them is my favorite, and that's the one I used. And I'm just kind of playing with my white gel pen here. I think that's a size 10. I'm trying to use the 05 size, which is probably the thinnest Jelly Roll pen, but I'm having a hard time getting it to come off on paper and have it lay down anything. I used it on a card for some white accents, and it just kind of, I don't know, it's a very, very, very thin line. So I'll have to play with that one a little bit more. I'm just adding, this is just regular white gouache. I have a bottle, or a tube, I should say, of Winsor & Newton white gouache, just for kind of adding on to paintings. And then that is my bucket of other gouache. So I bought a 60 set of Arteza, and then I got the Artist's Loft 24 set, I believe. I just squeezed out some purple metallic, some regular purple, and then I squeezed out gold metallic and then some peach. And I actually really like how these colors kind of sat next to each other. I am just being very, very abstract and random with them. And making my little rainbow in the upper left corner here. So again, this is me not trying at all. This is just me wanting to play with lots of random different supplies, and also satisfying the need to want to peel away that washi tape for that white border. So if you need a sign to just play with your supplies instead of letting them sit there and not doing anything with them, this is your sign. It does turn out kind of cute in the end, but anytime I splatter a painting with metallic gold splatter, I usually end up liking whatever it is. I really enjoy the splattering effect on kind of at the end of paintings. I feel personally it's kind of like, I feel like it's a cop-out to take a painting that may be more somewhat, this is where I go a little crazy with the green and the palette knife. This is just green gouache paint. Taking a painting that is, I don't want to say professional. I just want to say more precise, less abstract. I just did a painting of a pig today. It's over on my Watercolor Instagram. I'll link my Watercolor Instagram down below if you want to see that. But it was a little more precise, not quite abstract. I did start with an outline of a pig and then referenced a photo for the coloring portion of it. But at the end I did pink and purple and metallic splatters, and I just like how that looks. But it kind of goes instantly from a little more precise to abstract that way. And it makes me feel a little more, I don't know, like I did a better job, because then it became abstract, so then it doesn't totally matter how precise you were. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. And then I just kind of wanted to make this like translucent gold honey looking color and go over some more of the areas, and I'm drying it here. I probably let out a little too much of it over there on the right middle, so I'm having a problem drying it, but we eventually get there. And then after this drying, I think I go in with a little more white gel pen and make some dots, just like little circles around. Oh, so maybe I already did that. So this is, I'm just going to my favorite metallic gold, and I'm using the handle of another brush to kind of control that splatter, hitting it down onto the handle and then drying that. And I think that's the end of it. And then I will peel this up and I'll show you, I'll kind of tilt it in the light and show you the final product. Again, just playing around, just wanted to use stuff, had no idea, and it was kind of fun. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.